Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic about Selective Repeat ARQ. ARQ is nothing but automatic repeat request. So in this Selective Repeat ARQ, on common communication, in communication in the sense the data will be sent to one end to another end. So here, if any packets are losses during the transmission, that particular packet only retransmitted by the sender to the receiver side. So commonly packet loss or damage in packets, those things are common things. So after this, in this process, the sender will send some information to the receiver. During the transmission time, some frames will be lost. So that particular frames will be mentioned by the receiver in the trailer part. So from that, the receiver will, the sender come to know about the what are the frames are lost. Those frames will be retransmitted by the sender to the receiver. For an example, if the frames all are correctly received by the receiver, so received by the receiver in the sense the receiver will store those frames in the memory buffer. Okay, then the memory buffer stored in the sense the receiver does not care about the earliest frames which is not received. For an example, last frames. So if some frames are lost during the transmission, some frames are not received by the receiver. So that frames will be mentioned, those frames only retransmitted by the sender to receiver side. So for an example, in this diagram, we will understood. So for an example, sender receiver side. So sender sending the 0th frame to the receiver receiving the 0th frame and giving the acknowledgement to the sender. Then again the sender sending the first frame. The first frame is also sent by the sender and receiver receiving the frames and providing the acknowledgement. In the third frame, during the transmission, that second frame is lost. So lost in the sense, here you can see that the sender does not care about the last frame. Why? Because sender does not know about the frame has been lost. So now you can see the frame 3 is there. The frame 3 is transmitted to the sender to receiver. Then the receiver will sending the acknowledgement of negative acknowledgement, which is nothing but the frame 2 has not been received by the receiver. Then the receiver will informing to the sender again sending the second frame to the receiver side. Then the receiver receiving the frame within the time period. So for those transmission, they will maintain some time period, which is nothing but timeout period. So within the timeout period, they have to send the frame once again to the receiver side. So this is the process of the sliding window selective repeat protocol. Receiver stores correct frames temporarily until missing the ones arrives. So sender and receiver window will maintain the correct formation of data receiving. So based upon that, the sender will has to transmit the frame to the receiver. Thank you.